Hello and welcome to the replay. This is a live Oracle reading and a hangout session. Okay, so we have three really fun decks. Okay, two really fun decks and an archetype type deck. How about that? I want to be honest. I thought we would pull from the Dead Inside deck, the Animal Apothecary, and the Archetype cards by Carolyn Myss. And you'll see why in a second. I have formulated some very simple questions to ask the decks and to use this as an excuse to hang out for a bit. I am going to pull up the chat. This is an interactive. You can ask questions. I'm actually going to read them. Oh, there it is. All right, so these are the decks. Let's move them back. I think we're going to work with the Dead Inside deck first. This is a hilarious deck. Darren Elias. Dark, real, hilarious. The Dead Inside deck. Feel seen, feel dead inside, feel better. Meet the Dead Inside deck, a 54 card deck. Anyways, it's hilarious, and it's going to help us answer the question of today. What can you let go of? The current question. So usually whenever you ask a question, you're going to know the answer before you shuffle a freaking card. You probably already know what you can let go of, but this deck is so funny that I thought we will ask it and see what it says. So just give me a minute here. All right, so if you are watching the replay in the future, reminder to turn on, I guess, that notification bell if you want to know the next time I go impromptu live. So anyways, I do have the chat here, and if you have a specific question or you want to actually chime in, what comes to your mind when I say what can you let go of? Like before we pull a card from this really cute deck, when I say what can you let go of, what is the first thing that brutally honest voice inside your head just blurts out to yourself? So you already know the answer, what you can let go of. Like what is not serving you anymore? What emotion's not serving you anymore? What habit? What person? Like what is not serving you anymore? So this Dead Inside deck is fun. We're going to shuffle it up and ask, what can you let go of? What can you let go of today? Maybe it's something as simple as worrying, stressing. What can you let go of? Maybe too many clothes? Ooh. All right, so we've got blocked AF. We've got Scully here with his heart broken, chains around the heart, cut off, disbelief, avoidance. So the first suggestion of what you can let go of is if there's somebody in this world, in this 3D illusory world, that doesn't want to be with you anymore, maybe it's time to let go of holding on. Let go of trying to make something happen that isn't going to happen. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a hard one because sometimes you don't want things to be over. You want people to be in your life, whether it's because you just adore them, you're related to them, you feel like you've invested in them, and then they are maybe trying to cut you off. And that is a hard thing to accept. Hi, Germany. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so that's an interesting one. Personally, I can actually relate to this guy. I absolutely can relate to this guy because it is disbelieving when someone used to be in your life and then now they're not. And it doesn't necessarily even need to be negative. It doesn't need to be like harsh, but just your paths are in different directions now, and you wish it were not like that. So that's where that disbelief energy comes. Like, I cannot believe this person doesn't call me anymore, doesn't text me anymore, doesn't want to see me anymore. That blocked AF feeling is something to deal with because it is heartbreaking. So there is also the third term is avoidance. So what can you let go of? Let's pull a second card from this deck. What can you let go of? What do you actually need to avoid? What do you actually need to avoid in your life? Let's pull another Scully and see what another person maybe needs to let go of in a different way or in conjunction with this. Blocked AF. Have you ever been cut off, and how did you deal with it? What can you let go of? What can you let go of? Laughing through the pain. Humor as a shield disguise. Okay, apparently this is my own personal reading. Laughing through the pain. So yeah, we put on the mask. Literally, we laugh. I'm absolutely 100% a nervous laugher, a happy laugher, a painful, like if there's a chance to laugh, I'll laugh. If there's even probably a part of my brain that's the psycho laugher, laughing through the pain. But this card is all about using humor as a shield or a disguise. So what can you let go of? Well, what I feel it's saying is, you know what? Maybe right now you need to be so honest. Like, instead of laughing through the pain, putting on that good face, putting on that good mask, just be honest and say, you know what? This hurts. This actually hurts because there is no service to yourself if you're avoiding the feeling. So if you actually are feeling so hurt that you've been cut off from someone, instead of laughing, all the time about it or just trying to pretend like it doesn't hurt, I think there is something that is so beneficial just to say, you know what, it hurts. Whether you say that to that person or not, if you can let your honesty extend that far, great. If not, just be honest with yourself and saying, you know what, this really stinking hurts. And then that acknowledgement, that radical acceptance, like, yeah, this sucks and it is what it is, that actually does help you let it go. That actually does help you let whatever's inside of you that's hurting go. All right, so on that note, let's see. I think that's probably a good thing to let go. Does that make sense? Don't look at me. Avoiding eye contact like a pro. So anyways, another great thing to let go of while we're just letting go before we move on to the next question for our tiny little hangout today is avoiding eye contact like a pro. Social anxiety, shame, discomfort. Let that go. Absolutely. So in a sense, this laughing through the pain might be a step up from this moment in time. But yeah, let it go. Let go of that social anxiety. Try to be more of yourself. Yeah, you might just have to keep laughing things off to cover up your pain for a bit. But if you can be honest with yourself, you will be able to let a lot of it go. And a lot of the anxiety dissipates too just from stopping lying to yourself. So when you say, yeah, this hurts, then you kind of can feel a little bit better. All right, so anyways, that's a really cute deck. Every once in a while, I pull it out just to have a peek at it. Actually, I think I'll just put it back. I'm going to be so responsible and just put it back on the shelf where it goes. Okay, so that's what we can let go of. Okay, then another question I thought might be fun today to ask. While I'm taking a break from cleaning my house, wow, it's a nice rainy day in Pennsylvania, what archetypes are theming, is that a word? Theming in your life. Okay, another way to say that is what archetypes are running, what's like really prevalent right now, what archetype characters. So this is Carolyn Mist. You know her. She's a sassy lady. This is her deck, so I bought it. I have all her cards. I have all her books. There's something about her that I like, and there's something about her that I dislike. She really triggers me and challenges me sometimes. So I try to bring that in and see what that can do for me. But this is an 80 card deck, and it's all these archetypes. So it's very clunky. It's like shuffling slates. But I thought it might be interesting to ask what archetypes are theming right now, because everything is a story, everything is a myth, everything, is running this script. And when you can start to identify, like, oh, I'm really in the victim archetype right now, aren't I? Right? Letting go of the rejection that we were just talking about. Once you can realize that you're in an archetype, then you can start to work through a little bit better as the observer. All right, so these are very clunky, but I'm going to, I think maybe like what it might be fun to do, since one archetype is not for everybody, we're going to do card number 1 and then card number 2. So whichever number in your mind right now, you're like, oh, I'm number 1. Okay, that's going to be yours. And then maybe you prefer the alternative. Okay, so let's see here. I'd like to get these haven't been out of the box in a while, so let's give these a little shuffle. Yeah, they're super clunky. There are some blank cards in here too that like you can write your own archetype if you are creative like that. Okay. So what archetypes are theming in your life? I'd like to pull 2. So you can pick which one you want. Think of it if you want number 1 or number 2. Okay. These 2 jumped out. Okay, so what archetypes are theming in your life? I'm gonna turn them both over now, so there's no having to wait. We have gossip, number 1. If you pick number 1, the gossip archetype is theming in your life right now, and number 2 is engineer. Okay, well these could not be more different. Now each card has light attributes and shadow attributes. Let's move this up a little bit. All right, so gossip could be an actual archetype in your life or engineer. So let's start with the gossip one. Gossip, the light attributes awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. So light is obviously the benefits that you could get from theming for having this archetype active in your life. The shadow attribute thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. So I think it's safe to say that we have all experienced gossip, whether we were gossiping or we were being gossiped about. So that's an interesting archetype because, some of it's innocent in a way, but then some of it can be very malicious. So I'm just going to have a peek if there's any extra insight in her little guidebook here. Gossip can also be the networker. So it's maybe not even all horrible bad when you call it a networker. We're not gossiping, we're networking. Associated with rumor spreading, backbiting, and passing along information that's exaggerated, harmful, and intended to disempower. So this is kind of can definitely be a negative archetype that could be running in your life. Thrives on the power generated by passing on secret or private news. Connected to lessons of truth, integrity, and honoring the trust another has placed in you. Shadow gossip manifests as passing along misleading information and creating damaging rumors. So this card is essentially asking you to assess how many of your life lessons have emerged from participating in gossip that has harmed another, or from rating a relationship by whether a person is willing to share secrets with you. Oh, wow. All right. So definitely something to think about if you felt drawn to this first card. The archetype that could be running in your life is about gossip. Now, what is the benefit to having this theme in your life? It awakens a consideration in you for the feelings of others. So that especially happens if you are the target of the gossip. But even so, like if you ever did gossip and it damaged someone else, the side effect could be more consideration to their feelings moving forward. Also honoring trust. Okay, so very interesting. The shadow aspect, of course, could also include, like, say someone doesn't tell you the secret and you hold that against them. Like, that person should have gossiped with me. So very interesting archetype, the gossip. Now, our second card, since I wanted to give you a choice because I didn't want to label everyone as gossipy networkers, we have also the engineer card. So if you pick number 2, the archetype theming in your life is engineer. And the engineer says light attributes, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So that sounds pretty good. You would not think that there would be a shadow side, but the shadow side to engineer is reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So I like the artwork for this too. Like, someone's so much in their mind and so mechanical and just getting things done that they don't have any regard for someone else's emotions or feelings. Like, let's just get the job done. So in the little book for engineer, it could also be called the archetype architect, builder, designer, schemer. Grounded, orderly, strategic qualities give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for engineering everyday situations or designing solutions to common dilemmas. Shadow engineer manifests as a master manipulator, designing situations to one's own advantage regardless of the needs of others. So look for a pattern of designing and building structures, devices, solutions. So yeah, I think that there's one common theme in both of these. It's that, you know, the downside shadow of these archetypes could be that you're trying to control situations or control people and not having any regard to their feelings. So absolutely think about that before you chit chat about someone behind their back. And as you're trying to get things done, as you're trying to move your creative energy, make sure you do have regard for the emotional consequences of such things. All right, so anyways, that's that. I like to pull this off the shelf every once in a blue moon as well. So we're going to put the Gossiping Engineer back in the box. But I will wait to put this one out away because that is way too tall to be standing on the desk during a live stream. And finally, I thought it would be nice to ask, what inspiration do you need? What inspiration do you need? Obviously, every situation just calls for more love, you know, but what inspiration do you need today? And we're going to go to the Animal Apothecary for that. All right, so we'll pull a couple animals here to see what inspiration do you need. It's a pretty happy deck by Kara Elizabeth. Very colorful. These are the backs. All right, what inspiration do you need today? Personally, I needed a day at home today. I needed just to reset my space, move some things around. As always, when cleaning, you find more messes than you intended to clean, but sometimes that's good. All right, what inspiration do you need? It's like those little signs that say, take what you need. First, we have the tiger coming through with sacred boundaries. So yeah, that kind of plays off of what I was saying. Today, I really did just need a day at home, a day to be quiet, to put on my headphones, to listen to some music, to just reclaim my space, not just physically, but mentally as well. So along with sacred boundaries, and as you do take time for yourself, quiet yourself, be in your own space, that does give you an opportunity then to find the inspiration, the in-spirit inspiration. Sometimes a whole day alone is exactly what you need to get a creative project going. I'll give these another shuffle. What inspiration do you need? Honestly, putting the deck down because I don't feel the need to pull another card, I guess, right away. I'm going to look up in their little book, number 43, and see what sacred boundaries and tiger palm. Tiger palm. We have the tiger and the palm. Tiger palm is the medicine of sacred boundaries. Tigers are masters of their territory in the jungle. Tiger says no to living near other tigers because she knows this will diminish the amount of food in her territory. Okay, I'm relating. Just kidding. All right. Tiger says yes to living near water, for she knows it is good medicine to relax and play in the flowing waters. Tiger is bold and never thinks twice about whether she should allow something toxic and dramatic in her environment. Nor does she ever feel bullied or coerced into doing something she does not want to do. Tiger is so strong because she creates firm boundaries. Tiger's power comes from knowing and honoring herself. So we teach people how to treat us. Never expect others to automatically respect and treat you with the justice, love, and consideration you deserve, even when you treat them with kindness. Articulate and create boundaries through courteous speech. For many people, conflict is draining and they would rather avoid it. Still, if you are presented with a situation that continuously minimizes or belittles you, you must stand your ground and ask for respect. Ask for respect. The mere fact of sticking up for yourself is so admirable, it energetically creates a level of esteem from others. Even if the other party does not hear you, you will have strengthened your self-worth by holding your boundaries, and this new level of deeper self-worth will reflect in other areas of your life. Boundaries do not apply only to behavior from others, but also the way we treat ourselves. Do you have guidelines for the food you put in your body, the people you create relationships with, the words you say, and the topics you discuss? Tiger Palm's medicine raises its hand in your spread when you are also being asked to level up the energy you allow into your life. Start scanning what behaviors you hold that do not align with I treat my body, mind, and spirit like a sacred temple. Tiger Palm's medicine directs you to set boundaries with not only others, but yourself. So I like this because it does take us full circle back to the first cards that we pulled. Like, what are you supposed to let go of? And like the first card that said, hey, if you've been rejected, if someone's blowing you off, like you need to let that go. You need to quit holding on to that. And Tiger Palm 2 is like kind of saying, yeah, let's get that self-worth up to par so that you enjoy being by yourself. You enjoy honoring your boundaries and you feel pretty good about that. All right, now can we have a second card now that I read that in the book? What inspiration do you need? So right now you might need inspiration to do what's best for you. Let go of toxic habits, negative people, having too many people in your space. What inspiration do you need? Hi, Sai. All right. What inspiration do you need today? So we have a very interesting character, and it is immense growth, and it came out with Master Manifester. So I'm just going to leave it the way that it came out. We've got two birds coming here to hang out with Tiger. So the tigers don't really, they're not bothered by the birds. As you know, Tiger gets first pick of whatever meat they want, and then, they'll let the vultures give it a little, give them the leftovers. Sai says, what's coming towards my love life? There is any new relationship starting? Well, Tiger definitely wants to say, if you missed that part, make sure you honor your sacred boundaries first before you let any relationship in. Like, be choosy. Be choosy this time. Don't just whatever floats down your little river pick up. All right, so immense growth. Immense growth comes in with Master Manifester. So I think this is some type of a vulture, but I'm going to look for sure. Very colorful. And then this looks like a type of raven or crow, but also there is a spider. So what inspiration do you need? Growth, able to manifest what you want. If a relationship is really what you want, then yeah, don't just pick up whatever floats downstream this time. I mean, I think everyone, before they maybe you've already hit this point, everyone should always take like 6 months off in between relationships to work on yourself, to work on your immense growth. So this is a vulture. This is a vulture coming to speak to us about the wisdom of the sacredness of, get this, suffering. Sai says, I just broke my 8-year relationship. Okay, so how much suffering was involved in that? I mean, 8 years is a long time. It really is. But then sometimes it's like 4 years longer than it should have been. Like, all of a sudden it's 8 years, and you're like, why didn't we end this 4 years ago? So in Buddhism, the first noble truth is that all life involves suffering. It is not something to be escaped, but to be accepted. Only when we accept this law of our existence are we able to transmute and grow from suffering. So sometimes you think you need inspiration, but maybe you just need to honor your sacred boundaries, give yourself some time to get through these raw emotions. She was toxic. Sai says she was toxic. So that's why the sacred boundaries are so important for you right now, because from experience and watching a lot of people live their lives, you are actually very vulnerable right now to another toxic relationship. You're just like a vibrational match, because that's hard to hear, but everybody who's made the same mistake twice wishes somebody would have said that to them. Like, you need to be so very, very careful. So yeah, I had someone that I knew, she broke up with her toxic man, and she was so worried about, what other people were doing in her life. She didn't even notice when an even more toxic person followed the toxic guy, if you caught that. Yeah, she was vulnerable to that type of personality. And like, okay, we'll put it this way. She was with a snake, broke up with the snake, and then hooked up with a bigger snake, right? So yeah, you do want to start a new life and you want to clean up your energy. So definitely don't rush into anything. That would be the most logical advice. Take time to honor your self-worth and to do your healing, and also become accountable, like where you were also part of that manifestation. So it's like a question to ask yourself, how was I such a compatible match to someone who was toxic? You know, where in that is a reflection of maybe my shadow or something within me? Or is it low self-esteem? Is it low self-worth, you know, that made me feel like I didn't deserve better than a toxic relationship? So there's lots of questions to ask. And yeah, put your energy into starting a business. Saya says, I'm going to start business. Yeah, do something very beneficial. Become the master manifester and stop suffering and put your energy into something worth growing. So Raven is the master manifester. Raven lived a lonely life in the dark abyss of the universe with only one other creature, Spider. Anytime Spider crawled to Raven, Raven would freeze in terror, and Spider would sadly crawl away, for she did not want to scare Raven. Often you could find Raven gazing into the endless universe and dreaming about creating the world. Everything in his heart wanted to experience so much more, but he just didn't know how to create it. One day, Spider saw Raven projecting his dream into the universe. Spider crawled up to Raven, and as usual, Raven froze in fear. Spider sadly looked up to Raven, suffocating in his fear, and right before Spider was about to dart away, she decided to use her voice. She said, "Dear Raven, I know you do not trust me, but I can help you." Raven seemed to snap out of his hypnotic state of terror for a moment and looked down at Spider. "I can weave your dream into existence," said Spider. It was at this moment that Raven understood. Not only did he have to befriend his fear, who was Spider, but that his fear is what held the gift to allow him to manifest his dream. Once Raven could accept and deeply love all aspects of himself, one being the spider who represented his fear, he then was able to become the ultimate magician, the master manifester. Raven's medicine says when you honor all aspects of your being, you become whole. Wholeness equates to self-love, and your wholeness supercharges your magnetism to attract and create. When you befriend the painful parts of your personality, you will find they are the ones that hold the secrets that allow you to fully step into your purpose. So I think that's the best message for you and everyone. You know, as you have things that maybe suffer in your life with the vulture, that's fine. Do your suffering, do your sacred boundaries, do your healing, get back to your self-worth, but make friends with the fear, accept it so you can, in a sense, let it go. And as you get that self-love and that self-worth back up to par, then you will really be in a great place to attract something good and wonderful, and that is a match to you. So yeah, that is so fun. You have a question? Okay, I have time for a question. These cards are so cute. Claim your power. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so this was a fun hangout. If you have your question, go ahead. And maybe we will end looking up. I have several dozen, putting it lightly, oracle decks above me to choose from. Is my ex stalking me? Oh, so she's the spider. She's the fear, huh? Yeah, I mean, I have no way of knowing if she's stalking you, but it seems like whether she is or isn't, she's somehow gotten her hooks into your mind. So sometimes people can harass you without even harassing you because you're the one who's thinking and worrying and being fearful of it in a way. So when you have thoughts on repeat, I mean, that's what's really stalking you. But yeah, of course, I don't know for sure. And God forbid if she was, just, get help. Because she was creating a new Instagram and viewing my Instagram stories. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds, but then you have to, I mean, I know you weren't here at the beginning, but we did pull that card that, was about letting go. And apparently she is having a difficult time letting go of the 8 years that you were together. And yeah, I don't know on what terms that it ended, but maybe that usually happens whenever, like, say it just did this end, but in her mind, she's saying, like, why did he end it with me? Like, is there somebody else? What's he up to? What's he doing? So there's that need to creep and stalk and follow, like to try to figure out what went wrong. So, but that's on her more than you. But you just try to cut, sever, and burn. May all energy be returned, and end it in a good way, and declare to the universe that this karmic agreement is now over. Okay, so I want to end with something positive. I do want to end with something positive, but first, she broke with me. Oh. Let's pull one for let's pull one for her. Let's pull a sacred hag. Okay, so that to me is kind of scary when someone breaks up with you and then they're like almost mad at you, and they were the ones that actually ended it. I've had that experience too, and yeah, it usually is with a psychopath. So I mean, I can't tell you what to do, obviously, but it sort of seems like you maybe do want to watch out for that. So we're going to pull a sacred hag for all the exes. Season of midday grace. This card very much so has 2 of Cups vibes, not only because there's 2 cups there, but the word grace, the word of cooperation and blessing and flow and love. I mean, this is what you want to be manifesting. So she broke up with you, and now you want to move on, is what I'm feeling. Like you're ready to start something new. You're asking about a new relationship, new business. This picture clearly is one of abundance with all the things I don't eat: bread, apples, leaves. But nonetheless, season of midday grace. So yeah, I mean, I would say, like, most of the time whenever we are worrying about relationships, we're in our egoic mind and not our holy mind. And it always is beneficial to lighten up and kind of not worry about things. Because as you're thinking and worrying about it, you're putting your energy into it. It's like blowing on a fire. And you're wondering, oh my gosh, why is this getting hot in here? And we have cracking the cosmic egg. So yeah, the egg represents creation, new beginnings. I do eat eggs. new beginnings, new starts. Sai says, our relationship went almost marriage, but she was the one who broke it up. She's the one who cracked the egg. Yeah, let's see here. Season of the Haunted Heart is also here. But no hags have showed up yet. Finally! Hag of the Oak Grove. She came in looking like that. Holding a sun. But yeah, definitely lots of energy with the oak leaves everywhere. Hi, welcome, Thandika Dayami. Hello, what should I expect next week? It's hard to say. All right, so anyways, does this look like your ex-girlfriend by any chance? Is there any resemblance? So the oak tree is very strong, absolutely. Let's look up this hag and see what the message says. All right, so here's the message from grandmother. Why so somber, beloved? Why so serious? There is much joy in all your wisdom, is there not? Why, just think of all that you know, all the completed and colorful jigsaw puzzles you keep stored inside the grand cathedral of soul you have been building for lifetimes upon lifetimes. Knowledge does not equate to bitterness. The more you know, the less certain you are of yourself, of this world, of humanity's place in the grand and swirling cosmic design. Sometimes you know so much. All you can do is let your belly wobble in laughter. Go on, cackle for me, laugh. All knowledge is available to you now. You already know the answer. Stop taking yourself so seriously and go commune with an oak tree. Those old wise doorways to all that is, to all that might be, have been watching the strange animals called humans for millennia. After all, and they know a thing or two about spiritual maturity. Think of how much wisdom there is in a genuine, unperformed laugh. Then let yourself, your soul, be amused by this world of ours, if only for a fleeting and blessed moment. So yeah, as you figure out things, as you roll with the punches, as you have dinner with the crazy people that say they love you and then break up with you, as you walk through the season of the haunted heart, right? Because that hurts. That does not feel good. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. This world is insane. And the best thing you can do is laugh, is absolutely laugh. Lighten up, laugh it off, spend some time with yourselves. If you have fun people in your life, hooray. Like, sometimes all you can do is laugh, you know? Like, she broke up with you and now she's stalking you. More to laugh about, I guess, because that is crazy. That is crazy and doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Really nothing does in this life. And that is why, just a little plug here, is why I do study A Course in Miracles, because it satisfies that explanation why nothing makes sense here. And it's because it's just a dream. All right. So anyways, that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And yeah, hopefully you are truly laughing now and letting go of the suffering. And I really do feel that this cosmic egg was a great sign for you starting your business, because there is nothing more fertile than an egg. Oh, hey, here's what's floating downstream. Here's what's coming down the river, the Hag of the West Sea. So maybe that's what's on its way to you. Because we did make that joke earlier. I said, don't pick the first thing that floats down the river. Don't pick the first one. But really, if you clean up your energy and start to feel that stability and balance and love and self-worth and all that good stuff, quit being a vibrational match to psychos. And I really do think there's good things. And it'll be a nice break to work on your business. And that's usually when things happen when you were least expecting it. You always hear. You always do hear that. Oops. All right. I just swiped out of my own live stream. I have two phones so I can read the chat, and I just left my own broadcast. So on that note, I think we're about done here. I hope you enjoyed hearing what inspiration you need. If you were here for the whole time, if not, you can watch a replay. We did what archetypes we're theming in our life. We had gossip and engineer. And then we started off with what you can let go of. Yeah, find the peace. I love hearing that. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, let go of the drama. It'll give you literal room to hold more peace. I know it. I've done the same thing in my life. I've had to be the tiger and pretty much have very strong boundaries now, but it is helpful. So let's end with this affirmation. I listen to myself and acknowledge my needs. I assert myself and retain my power. I am brave and gentle. I don't have to be afraid of others. I respect myself and am respected by others. Yeah, very nice. Listen to yourself, acknowledge your needs, assert yourself, retain your power. Don't give it away to other people. Be brave, be gentle. Don't be afraid of spiders. Don't be afraid of fear. Respect yourself, and you will be respected by others. Very cool. All right, well, on that note, hope to see you again, and have a lovely, lovely evening.